Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will learn about the explosive drama unfolding in Port Charles for the week of November 10th to 14th, where a massive disaster looms over the city and unexpected romances ignite amid the chaos. In the heart of Port Charles, a wave of impending doom is set to crash down, turning everyday life into a nightmare as the city's foundations shake under mysterious pressures. Laura Collins, the steadfast former mayor with a heart full of determination, suddenly plunges into a whirlwind of panic when her ambitious campaign for re-election hits a devastating roadblock that no one saw coming. This setback isn't just a minor hiccup. It's a calculated strike that exposes the underbelly of political intrigue, forcing Laura to confront the ruthless ambition of Jen Sidwell, a shadowy figure whose hunger for control threatens to unravel the entire community. Picture Laura pacing the dimly lit halls of City Hall, her mind racing with visions of economic collapse and social unrest, as Sidwell's maneuvers, perhaps involving shady alliances with out-of-town investors, aim to seize power and reshape Port Charles in his image. But Laura isn't one to back down. Drawing on her years of navigating family betrayals and corporate scandals, she reaches out desperately to a long-forgotten ally from her past, someone tied to the Scorpio family legacy, hoping this lifeline can expose Sidwell's secrets before his plans erupt into full-scale catastrophe. This alliance could involve secret meetings in hidden safe houses, where old promises are revived, and Laura's strategic mind weaves a counterplot that might just save the day, adding layers of suspense to her character's enduring resilience. Meanwhile, across town, a clever scheme brews among the younger generation as Emma Scorpio Drake and Charlotte Casadini huddle in a tense strategy meeting at the Metro Court, their notebooks filled with whispered ideas and contingency plans. These two sharp-witted teens, fueled by a mix of loyalty and rebellion, are laser-focused on aiding Rocco Falconeri in his bold attempt to snag Britt Westburn's elusive key fob, a device that could unlock doors to forbidden areas and hidden truths in the Casadini empire. Rocco's initial effort ended in awkward failure, leaving him red-faced and determined. But now, armed with Emma's tech-savvy hacks and Charlotte's insider knowledge of family dynamics, he's ready for round two. Imagine Rocco charming Britt with feigned innocence during a casual coffee run at Kelly's diner, distracting her with tales of his latest school escapades while his hand inches toward her purse. A high-stakes sleight of hand that could betray not just Britt's trust, but also the fragile bonds within the Falconeri household. This plot twist highlights Rocco's evolution from a carefree kid to a cunning operative, potentially leading to comedic mishaps like a near-miss chase through the docks or a heartfelt confession later that tests his moral compass, all while deepening the web of Casadini mysteries that fans crave. The peril escalates dramatically for the ever-resourceful Anna Devane, whose kidnapping spirals into a dire predicament that demands swift intervention from her trusted circle. Found and isolated in a remote, fog-shrouded warehouse on the outskirts of Port Charles, perhaps a forgotten Casadini outpost, she faces interrogators who probe her WSB connections with chilling precision, their motives tied to larger conspiracies involving international espionage and lost artifacts. Anna's sharp intellect keeps her one step ahead, using subtle signals like Morse code tapped on pipes to hint at her location. But she knows escape alone won't suffice. She needs Felicia Scorpio's detective prowess to piece together the clues. Felicia, fresh off wrapping a low-key fraud case at the PCPD, catches wind of Anna's disappearance through an anonymous tip, maybe a burner phone message, laced with their shared code words from spy days, and dives headfirst into the investigation. Envision Felicia tailing suspects through the bustling piers, her journalism instincts uncovering forged documents and suspicious wire transfers, leading to pulse-pounding confrontations that could reunite the duo in a blaze of gunfire and revelations. This storyline not only revives the classic Scorpio-Scorpio partnership, but also explores themes of enduring friendship in the face of betrayal, promising twists like a double-agent reveal that reshapes alliances forever. Romance simmers to a boil for Ava Jerome, the glamorous gallery owner whose life of luxury masks a vulnerability that's about to draw her into uncharted territory. As Sidwell's influence casts a long shadow over the city, Ava finds herself unexpectedly captivated by his enigmatic charm during a high society fundraiser at the Quartermaine mansion, where crystal glasses clink amid whispers of power plays. Their connection sparks instantly Sidwell's suave demeanor and piercing gaze, contrasting Ava's fiery wit, leading to stolen glances across crowded rooms and late-night conversations about art and ambition that peel back their guarded exteriors. Ava, still reeling from past heartbreaks with Sonny and Nicola's, sees in Sidwell a partner who matches her intellect and shares her taste for the finer things, perhaps even confiding in him about her fears for the Jerome legacy. But this flirtation isn't without danger, as they invent excuses to meet, like private tours of hidden art collections or moonlit walks along the waterfront. Their growing bond could blind Ava to Sidwell's ulterior motives, setting up a tragic fall from grace or a redemptive turn where love tempers his ambition. Fans will devour this slow burn attraction, complete with jealous onlookers and steamy almost kisses that heighten the soap's signature tension. Friendships blossom into something deeper for Lucas Jones, the compassionate doctor whose personal life takes center stage amid the hospital's daily grind. As he navigates the emotional toll of General Hospital's bustling corridors, Lucas warms to Marco Rios, the charismatic newcomer with a mysterious past tied to Windhamere's Gothic allure. Their bond strengthens over shared shifts treating storm victims or quiet dinners discussing medical ethics. But the real turning point comes when Marco extends an irresistible invitation: move into the sprawling Casa Dini estate, offering not just luxury, but a chance to rebuild after Lucas's turbulent family history. Accepting could mean lavish evenings in echoing ballrooms where ghosts of past residents linger, or collaborative projects like restoring the manor's forgotten library elements that infuse their relationship with adventure and intimacy. Yet, this decision stirs ripples. Lucas's sister Lulu might voice concerns about the Casa Dini curse, adding familial drama that tests his resolve. This arc delves into themes of second chances and found family, potentially evolving into a committed partnership that enriches the show's LGBTQ+ representation with heartfelt moments and unforeseen challenges. Vigilance reigns for Jocelyn Jacks, the fierce college student who's become an unwitting spy in a larger game of deception, keeping a watchful eye on unfolding events from her vantage at PCU. As she shadows key players, Joss reports her findings to Jack Brennan, the FBI agent who's dangerously close to unraveling or being unraveled by Carly Corinthus's masterful manipulations. Carly, ever the queen of revenge, absorbs Valentine Casadin's cunning counsel during clandestine meetings in dimly lit bistros, plotting her next strike with the precision of a chess grandmaster. Her goal: to dismantle Brennan's credibility by planting false leads that tie him to corporate espionage at ELQ. Joss's updates snuck via encrypted texts about suspicious meetings or overheard conversations feed into Carly's scheme. But the web thickens when Brennan starts suspecting her double-dealing, leading to cat-and-mouse pursuits through the city's underbelly. This phase promises devastating headlines, like leaked documents framing Brennan for embezzlement, forcing Carly to confront the moral cost of her vendetta while Joss grapples with her role in the fallout. The narrative builds exquisite suspense, blending high-stakes intrigue with emotional depth as loyalties fracture. Finally, sparks fly in a most unlikely pairing as Michael Corinthos whisks Jacinda Bracken away for an evening that's anything but pretend. What begins as a strategic dinner at the elegant Rice Plaza Hotel, complete with candlelit tables overlooking the harbor, quickly transcends their fabricated romance, evolving into genuine chemistry under the guise of public scrutiny. Michael, burdened by Corinthos' empire pressures, finds solace in Jacinda's poised confidence and shared laughs over appetizers, their conversation drifting from business facades to personal dreams of escaping Port Charles's drama. As the night unfolds with dances to soft jazz and lingering touches, their pretense crumbles. Michael's protective instincts surface when he shields her from paparazzi flashes, while Jacinda reveals vulnerabilities from her own shadowy past. perhaps hinting at ties to international finance scandals. This deepening affection could solidify their alliance against common foes like the Pikeman Group, but it risks exposing them to Sonny's wrath or Dex's jealousy, paving the way for passionate confessions and steamy encounters that redefine their future. Next, we will learn about the explosive family rift tearing through the Quartermaine mansion, where loyalties are shifting faster than the Port Charles tides. In the latest twists of General Hospital, a groundswell of viewer passion has erupted online, with countless fans declaring their unwavering allegiance to the sharp-tongued matriarch Tracy Quartermaine amid the chaos of betrayal and deception. Social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram are ablaze with hashtags such as Team Tressyforver and Quartermaine Justick, where devoted watchers share memes, fan art, and lengthy threads dissecting the recent scandal that has rocked the iconic family estate. One viral post from a longtime viewer captures this sentiment perfectly. Tracy's been fighting for the Quartermaine's legacy her whole life. Ronnie's just a scheming outsider crashing the party. This outpouring of support stems from the raw injustice fans perceive, as the Quartermaine traders inexplicably rallied behind Veronica Ronnie Bard, turning their backs on Tracy during her most vulnerable moment. It's not just casual chatter. Dedicated fan forums are buzzing with polls showing over 80% siding with Tracy, predicting her eventual triumph in reclaiming her rightful place at the helm of the family dynasty. Delving deeper into the heart of the drama, the scam orchestrated against Monica Quartermaine's final wishes has left scars that no quick confession can heal, no matter how remorseful Ronnie appears now. In a tense boardroom showdown that played out on screen, guilt finally overtook Ronnie, prompting her to shred the fraudulent documents that would have handed the sprawling Quartermaine mansion over to ambitious outsider Drew Kane in a bid to secure his political aspiration. Yet, this 11th-hour redemption feels hollow to many, as it glosses over the calculated betrayal that unfolded over weeks of secret meetings and forged signatures, all designed to undermine Monica's explicit bequest naming Tracy as the estate's sole guardian. Inventing a layer of intrigue, imagine if hidden security footage from the mansion's hidden cameras captured Ronnie's late-night huddles with shady real estate brokers, whispering about flipping the property for millions, details that could soon surface to further tarnish her image. While Ronnie's tearful turnaround earned sympathetic nods from some, it doesn't erase the premeditated deceit that exploited the family's grief, turning Monica's deathbed directives into a pawn in a larger power play. At the scam's inception, it was the cunning Martin Gray who first dangled the tempting lure before Ronnie, painting a picture of financial freedom and Quartermaine acceptance if she played along with his elaborate forgery scheme. Martin, ever the silver-tongued lawyer with a history of bending rules for high-stakes clients, approached Ronnie during a vulnerable period when she was still adjusting to life in Port Charles, promising her a slice of the Quartermaine fortune in exchange for her signature on the altered will. But let's be clear, Ronnie wasn't some wide-eyed ingenue swept up in the moment. As a grown woman with street smarts honed from years navigating corporate cutthroat environments, she weighed the risks and chose complicity, signing off on documents that mocked Monica's memory. Adding a fresh twist to this narrative, suppose Martin's involvement ties back to an old grudge against the Quartermaines from a botched legal case in the 90s, where he lost a fortune defending a family member, fueling his vendetta and drawing Ronnie into a web of revenge she now regrets. Her active participation, from initial hesitation to full endorsement, underscores a pattern of opportunism that fans argue disqualifies her from any claim to forgiveness without serious repercussions. The betrayal escalated when Ronnie, emboldened by her temporary hold on the mansion, unleashed a vicious tirade against Tracy, falsely claiming the veteran Quartermaine had slipped something into her drink to manipulate the proceedings. This baseless accusation, hurled in front of stunned family members during a heated dinner gathering, not only painted Tracy as a villainous saboteur, but also forced the rightful owner to pack her bags and vacate her ancestral home under duress. Ronnie's audacity knew no bounds, knowing full well the mansion's title rested with Monica's unaltered will. She barricaded the doors and called security on Tracy, turning the elegant halls into a battleground of lies and eviction threats. To enrich this scene, envision Tracy's dignified exit, clutching a locket from her mother symbolizing the enduring Quartermaine spirit while vowing silently to expose the fraud. A moment that has inspired fanfiction stories flooding Reddit with tales of Tracy's covert investigation. Such false claims didn't just humiliate Tracy, they sowed seeds of doubt among the family, amplifying the divide and highlighting Ronnie's willingness to weaponize deception for control. Even after the scam's veil was lifted in a dramatic reveal during a family confrontation, the Quartermaine clan's response has been bafflingly lenient toward Ronnie, treating her exposed treachery as a mere misunderstanding rather than the profound violation it truly is. Why? Fans wonder, is Tracy positioned as the antagonist for demanding accountability, when her outrage stems from a genuine defense of Monica's legacy against this interloper's schemes? The family's insistence on embracing Ronnie as one of their own feels like a forced reconciliation plotline, ignoring how her actions nearly dismantled the very foundation of their wealth and unity, introducing an invented angle, perhaps underlying tensions from past Quartermaine scandals like the ELQ takeover wars make some relatives hesitant to rock the boat further, fearing Ronnie holds damaging secrets from her time embedded in their lives. This selective amnesia not only undermines Tracy's authority, but also risks fracturing alliances, as whispers of side deals between Ronnie and certain family members hint at deeper motives yet to unfold. Tracy's position as the mansion's legal steward, enshrined in Monica's handwritten codicil, discovered in a hidden safe, grants her absolute authority to eject Ronnie without a second thought. Yet the family clings to outdated loyalties. In a bold move that could redefine family dynamics, Tracy has reportedly consulted with trusted ally Scott Baldwin to explore eviction proceedings, emphasizing that blood ties don't extend to those who forge paths of dishonesty. The backlash Tracy endured for initially challenging Ronnie, labeled as overly dramatic by her own kin, persists inexplicably, even post-revelation, with relatives painting her vigilance as pettiness rather than protective instinct. Fans speculate this could lead to a subplot where Tracy uncovers Ronnie's connections to Port Charles' underworld, perhaps a fabricated link to the Casa Dini syndicate, adding layers of suspense to her quest for justice. Such unwavering support from viewers underscores Tracy's role as the family's moral compass, deserving respect over rebuke in this saga of sabotage. The poignant scene of Michael Corinthos, Brooklyn Quartermaine, Harrison Chase, Olivia Quartermaine, and Ned Quartermaine filing out in solidarity with Ronnie remains a gut-wrenching highlight, symbolizing a heartbreaking fracture in Quartermaine solidarity. Michael's divided loyalties, torn between his Corinthos roots and Quartermaine heritage, led him to prioritize Ronnie's redemption arc over Tracy's proven devotion, a choice that has sparked debates on father-son parallels with Sonny's own betrayals. Brooklyn, usually the voice of reason, echoed the group's stance by defending Ronnie's intentions, blind to how it echoes her own past manipulations in the music industry scandals. Chase and Olivia's support, rooted in their shared outsider perspectives, added emotional weight, while Ned's defection stung deepest, given his history of corporate espionage against the family. Inventing emotional depth, picture a private Quartermaine garden confrontation post-walkout, where Tracy confronts Ned about his hypocrisy, referencing his long-ago affair cover-ups, a raw exchange that could foreshadow reconciliations laced with apologies. This collective abandonment leaves Tracy isolated, yet it amplifies her resilience as fans rally with petitions for her storyline to culminate in a triumphant family reckoning. Amid the turmoil, Ronnie's evasion of legal consequences feels like a plot contrivance, sparing her from fraud charges that could have landed her behind bars alongside Martin, who now faces disbarment proceedings in a side storyline. She ought to express profound gratitude for the Quartermaine's mercy, recognizing that Tracy's demand for her swift departure is not vengeance, but restoration of order, as spoilers tease an upcoming truce. With the walkout crew returning contrite after witnessing Ronnie's lingering deceptions, perhaps a leaked email trail exposing more scams, Tracy's forgiveness will come on her terms. This development promises heartfelt dialogues, like Olivia's tearful admission of misplaced trust, mending bonds while reinforcing that true family loyalty withstands the storms of deceit. In the end, while reconciliation looms, it's the traitors who bear the onus of atonement, validating Tracy's stand as the cornerstone of Quartermaine integrity.